Punctuation means marks the structure and clarify writing. We are familiar with double inverted commas. That is not double inverted commas. That is called quotation mark. So here it is linking ideas. I have a meeting. It starts at 10. So concentrate here. It is not a fresh sentence. It is linking this idea to the sentence. Prepositions are words showing relationship between nouns, pronouns and other words in a sentence. Hello students, I am Anil, Assistant Professor of English, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. In this session, we are going to look at the language component section for the students of BCA first semester. So in this session, what are we going to look at in the language component section for the first semester students are this. First one is the punctuation, second one articles, third one prepositions, fourth one subject-verb agreement. Punctuation basics. What are punctuations? Punctuations are those signs, notations or rules which is required when you write something which you speak. When we speak, we understand the language with emotions, tones and our expressions. But when it is written, the reader should understand the emotions of the speaker or the writer. So in order to make it easier and avoid confusions, we need punctuation marks. So we should know where to use what kind of a punctuation mark to express the sentence as the speaker intends. So that is punctuation. So in punctuation, we know many punctuation marks. So punctuation means marks the structure and clarify writing. The first thing in punctuation is using the capital letters. Where do you use the capital letters? When you write a sentence, the basic thing you should know is where to use a capital letter. A capital letter is used. So first thing we can write capital. So capital letters, where do you use capital letters? When you write the first word in a sentence. So there you have to use a capital letter. Then when you write names in a sentence, then you have to use capital letter. Then when you refer to God, then the first thing is capital letter, wherever the word comes, he, him, if it refers to God. Then when you write the names, I told you names of the rivers, names of the cities. When you write the word I, which refers to you, then I should always be caps. I should always be caps. So that is capitalization of the words. That is the first thing. When we write a sentence, we have to start with the capital letter. Then comes the other punctuation marks. Those are a full stop, a comma, a question mark, exclamatory, colon, semicolon, quotation mark, parenthesis, hyphen. So here take an example of the sentence when it changes meaning with the use of punctuation marks. Let's eat, comma, grandma. This is a sentence. When you read the sentence, you understand that somebody is telling grandma that they should sit and eat together. But here you see, let's eat grandma, there is no punctuation mark except the full stop. So this sentence gives the meaning that we are going to eat grandma. So that is the difference. See, the difference is very much here. Let's eat, comma, grandma. Grandma, let's eat. That's the different. That is the first meaning. And the second meaning is, let's eat grandma. We have to eat grandma. So that is the difference when you write. When you speak, you can understand it. But when it is written, the sentence gives different meanings with different punctuations. First one is the full stop. Full stop means end of the statement. So whenever you write a sentence, after writing a sentence, you place a full stop if that does not mean anything else. If it is a question, then you place a question mark. So you can't use both in a sentence. If I say, where are you? If I write, where are you? Then I could place only the question mark. You can't use both full stop and question mark. Full stop means end of a sentence. It's just like an assertion, an assertive sentence without being questioning. If it is questioning something, then you have to use the question mark. Example, she is a teacher. It's a statement, so full stop. Are you coming is a question, therefore we use the question mark. So this is the basic thing. You need to read the sentence and understand the emotion in it, and based on the emotion, you have to place the punctuation mark. You have to understand the meaning of the sentence also and place the marks. Then a comma. Comma, why do we use comma? To separate ideas, to separate items, to separate clauses. Examples, I brought apples, comma, separate words, oranges and bananas. After lunch, so separating ideas, we went for a walk. So there you use a comma. Comma is a small pause. That does not mean a stop. But when we read, when there is a full stop, we stop for a while, and when there is a comma, we continue it, but the pause is very small compared to a full stop. That is what comma is. When you write, for example, when you write group of words also, we find people who are rich and poor, comma. That's the group of words, but different ideas. Rich and poor, healthy and sick, male and female, comma. So in a sentence, you can use comma there also. I hope you understood the point. Then some of the other punctuation marks are quotation mark, exclamation and quotation marks. Exclamation means strong feelings. When you express strong feelings, oh my God. When you say, oh my God, this oh my God, full stop, exclamatory, capitalization, capitalization. This is how the sentence is written. So here, explanation means strong feelings, expressing strong feelings. Oh, wow, alas, bravo. So these kinds of things, expression of strong feelings. Then quotation means direct speech. We are familiar with double inverted commas. That is not double inverted commas. That is called quotation mark. That means a direct speech is written between these two punctuation marks. That is quotation mark. Example, wow. See, capitalization, capitalization, wow, amazing. Again, exclamatory mark. Then here, she said, when you write direct sentences, put a comma here, open with the quotation mark and write everything. Quotation mark is also a fresh sentence. Capital letter, it starts with a capital letter. Here, capital letter. Again, this. A full stop, quotation mark, close. So that is how you use quotation marks. Now apostrophe, colon or semicolon. Where do you use it? Apostrophe means possession. It belongs to somebody. When you say Amar's book, you have to use an apostrophe. Apostrophe indicates possession or contraction. Colon, it introduces a list. So when you write something in order, it gives a list, okay? Then semicolon, it links ideas. Example, Rahul's book, I told you Amar's book. So Rahul's book. Don't go late, do not, to skip some letters. Now we are going to give a list. We use this colon. Pens, comma, pencils, comma, and paper, etc. You can add any ideas. I have a meeting. So here it is linking ideas. I have a meeting. It starts at 10. So concentrate here. It is not a fresh sentence. It is linking this idea to the sentence. So it is the continuation, but two ideas are in this sentence. Then we use semicolon. Now after this, understanding the punctuation marks, now let's move on to the articles. What are articles? Articles define nouns, words that define nouns. Types of articles, definite article and indefinite article. Two types, definite and indefinite. There are three articles, two types of articles. Definite article is the, indefinite article is and an. So here, to make understanding easy, I tell you, these articles are used to express if the nouns or the words are familiar to us or not. If you use indefinite, that means you are not familiar in the beginning. But if you use the same word, then it becomes definite, that means you are familiar. For example, you might have observed stories. How are they written? Once upon a time, there was a king. So concentrate on the articles here. Once upon a time, there was a king, there was a village, there was a kingdom. So now in this very first sentence, we use indefinite article. You can think of any of the kingdom, any king, anything. But the very next sentence, when it starts talking about the same ideas, the king was very generous. The village was very prosperous. The people of the village are very kind. So this is how you shift to the definite article. That means in the beginning you are not familiar with those nouns or the words. But in the very next sentence, now we are familiar with the idea. So we shift to the definite articles. So this is the basic understanding of articles. But you should know where to use indefinite article. Concentrate here. When you say a and an, it also indicates the number 1. That means it's one, singular. You are not talking about many. A means one, an means one. You should know where to use a and an. The is the definite article. We will get to know where to use them. Indefinite article. Use a before consonant sounds. So I told you it's 1 in number. Use it before a consonant sound. It is not consonant letters, it is consonant sounds. Example, a cat, a book, a universe. Here, the definition is like this. Consonant sound, U, YU is pronounced here, U. The letter is vowel, but the sound is consonant. U, when you say university, U-turn, uniform, European, though it starts with E, E-U-R-O-P-E-A-N. The pronunciation is U. Why? U. So therefore, you can't say if it is talking about a dash European student, you cannot write here an European student. It's wrong. It's a European pronunciation. European student, a university. I hope you got the point. Now, where to use article an? Again, an means singular, 1 in number. Use before vowel sounds. So remember sounds. So here example, an apple, a sound, an R, here H is silent, it's R. Then an MBA student, here the sound is M. Umbrella, he is an MP, he is an SP. He is the SP of MYSURU. So I tell you later what's the difference. So now I hope you got where to use article a and article an. Definite article the. It refers to something specific, unique, or which you are familiar. Example, the sun. We have only sun, one sun in the entire universe that we are familiar with, the sun. Therefore, when you write, the sun is how you should write. In the east, we know only there is one east direction for us. So therefore, it's definite. There is no confusion, the east. I saw, we could write I saw a boy. If the sentence stopped here, then you should use article a, I saw a boy. Now, why are we using article the here? Because we are talking about this boy who won the race. There was a race, and in that race, a boy won. Now we know that boy who won the race. Now we are definite. We are specific about this particular thing. And along with that, you should also remember, you use the article with the names of the planets, names of the rivers, names of the mountains. And along with that, you should use the article with superlative degrees of comparison. He is the most smart boy. He is the smartest. He is the tallest. He is the most intelligent. So like this, you can use definite article with all these words. And sometimes there are no articles used along with the words. Like we can't say the word the Mysuru when you are referring to a place. You can't say the Mysuru. You can simply call it as Mysuru, for example. No articles for general or plural nouns. Example, children like ice cream. We can't write the children. If you write the children, then you have to specify which group of children it is. This is just a general statement. Children like ice cream. So there you need not use any of the article here. Gold is precious. Mysuru is clean. Dash Mysuru city is clean. When you have this sentence, you have to write the Mysuru city. Among the cities, we are talking about Mysore. We are specific. Therefore, the Mysore city is clean. Mysore is clean. So, Mysore, here you no need of using any article. And here, when you talk about city, we are talking about Mysore. Therefore, we have to use the article the. I hope you got this point. Where to use an, where to use a, where to use the, and where you should not use articles. So, that was about articles. Now, we shift to prepositions. What are prepositions? Prepositions are words showing relationship between nouns, pronouns, and other words in a sentence. For example, I am in the classroom. I and classroom are nouns in the sentence. So which word is connecting these two nouns in the sentence? In is the word which connects both I and classroom. So therefore, these kinds of words are called prepositions in the grammar. So these prepositions have different types. The prepositions of places, prepositions of time, preposition of direction, preposition of cause. So this is preposition. Prepositions are words which connect to nouns in a sentence. Remember this. If this definition is there in your mind, you can easily identify which word is the preposition. So now let's go to the first type of preposition, that is prepositions of place. So these are the prepositions of place. If they talk about place, I'm in classroom, the cake is on the table, we are at the door, the cat is under the bench, he is sitting between two bags. Example, the pen is on the table. This table and pen, they are two nouns here, and which is the word which is connecting both the words is on. So lives in Mysore. In is what is connecting these two nouns, MYSURU and she. So that is about preposition of place. Then prepositions of time. Example, at, on, in, since, for, during. Sometimes this can be classified for both place and time. I am standing at the door, place. He is coming at 12 o'clock. So now time, at, on, in, since, for, during. Example, I will meet you at 5 p.m. Time, he was born in June. It is also talking about time. He is born in Mysore. Again, in, place. So you may not remember all these types, but you should know where to use what kind of preposition. Now, prepositions of direction or movement. Examples, to, into, onto, towards, across. So these are the prepositions which talk about directions in general. Example, she went to school. School and she, two nouns, two words, and to is the connecting word. He jumped into the pool. He, pool, into is connecting these two. So this is prepositions of direction or movement. He is walking towards the goal. Walking, which direction? Towards the goal. They navigated to the South Pole. To is the direction. Now, prepositional phrases. There are prepositional phrase. Phrase means group of words. So here, group of words starting with a preposition. Example, in the morning is one. We play cricket. We play it when in the morning is one phrase. Across the road is one phrase. Group of words which is playing the part of a preposition. Therefore, we call it prepositional phrase. There is a park. So this is a kind of the prepositional phrase. After understanding all these things, the most important thing to remember is subject-verb agreement, whether we speak or write. So subject-verb agreement is something very important in the language of English. Most of the people commit mistakes when they do not understand this subject-verb agreement. In any sentence, you will have the subject and the verb. The basic structure of a sentence itself is subject-verb agreement, subject, verb, and object. So here, if the subject did not agree with the verb, then grammatically there is an error in the sentence. So how do we understand it? So let's understand. Subject-verb agreement means it's a rule, verb must agree with the subject in number, whether singular or plural. So before we understand this, let me tell you about the number of persons. In English, we have first person, second person, and third person. First person is I, second person is you, third person is he, she, it, they, etc. So first person, here it's given singular and plural. If you take singular and plural of this, first person singular is I, plural is we. Second person you and you both is you. And here it is they and mixture of names Ramesh and Suresh. And Suresh. Sita and Geeta. So group of words, plural. So this is what is the number of nouns, that is subjects. So how do you link the verbs with them? Subject, verb, how do they come in agreement with each other? So here, singular and plural examples. Singular subject, singular verbs. Singular verbs means those verbs which carry S with it. Singular, for example, I'll give you examples. Plural subject, plural verbs. Example, she runs fast. So if you break this word runs is equal to the root verb run plus does. Does is singular. Do is plural. So if you write run plus do, it would come to run. So it is a little basic math, you have to understand this here. So she runs fast, singular and singular. She runs fast. They run fast. They, plural, run plus do, run. He runs fast. I run fast. But when it comes to the number of persons, for the very first person, you have to use verb. I run fast, we run fast. He runs fast, she runs fast, they run fast. Special cases, each, everyone, someone, these are all singular subjects. So you have to use singular verb. When we talk of this word everyone, we think that we are talking about everybody as a whole. No, it is not the whole. It is singular, each individual. Example, everyone. When you say everyone, you have to use singular verb. Everyone is. If you observe your friends speaking, whenever they use this word everyone, they choose the word everyone are happy. That's grammatically wrong. That's the wrong sentence. You have to say everyone is happy, everyone is doing their job, everyone is listening, everyone was there. It is not everyone were there. No, that's wrong. So here, each student, we are talking about each student. That means every student individually has a pen. We can't say each student have a pen. That's wrong. Clear? You have to understand this and write it properly. That is the special case with respect to subject-verb agreement. When you talk about collective nouns, don't have the number in your mind and think that it's plural. For example, the team. Here we are talking about one team. There may be any number of players, any number of participants, but we are talking about them as one particular group. One group, a team, the team is winning. You can't say the team are winning. When you say the team are winning, that's grammatically wrong. The committee decides, decide plus does, singular. The committee as one group decides today. This is the basic understanding you should have in your mind. Now there are compound subjects, that means plural. And for example, if I say Ramesh and Suresh, that is a compound subject that talks about two, usually plural. Or nor, they, if you use this, there is a choice, Ramesh or Suresh. That means any one of them, clear? Now the subject becomes one. Here the subject becomes two, plural. Here the subject becomes one. But that word should agree with the nearest subject which it has. Example, Ram and Sita. This is one group. It has become plural. Therefore, we use this verb are here. We can't say Ram and Sita is here. No, Ram and Sita both are there. Either Raju or his friends. See, here this explanation is given. Either Raju, one in number, or his friends, plural. And this verb should agree with the nearest subject. His friends are coming. Either his friends or Raju, when you write, reverse these things here. Either his friends, either his friends or Raju. When you write, this verb should agree with the nearest subject. Either his friends or Raju is coming. Then either the teachers or the principal. See, the reverse. First thing is here, it should agree with the nearest thing. And the second one, it should agree with the nearest subject. It is singular, here it is plural. I hope you understood this point. And keep this thing in mind. You should be practicing these sentences either in speaking or writing. Then only you will understand. So these things are there for your first semester language component part. We have discussed punctuations, we have discussed articles, we have discussed prepositions, we have discussed subject-verb agreement. In the first semester examination, you will have 5 sentences each to answer in the first sem examination. So these are the easiest part to score 20 on 20. If you paid a little attention, you could easily get these 20 marks, which would help you in scoring more. I wish you all the best and see you in the next class. Thank you.